Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is the 20th of July at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay or watching the video later on, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. It's definitely an interesting week. We have a full moon pending. So, of course, we will do full moon fairy tale tarot today. But first, I want to let you know that we're over in the chat room, and you can find us by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number 2 radio.com. Click on the chat button, and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. If you would rather watch than listen, you can do that too. Just go to YouTube or Facebook and look for Katie Weaver Domestic Mystic, and you will see me live streaming there. So this is how we do it. So how are things, you guys? I'm curious. How is everyone doing? I always like to check in a little bit and kind of get the lay of the land. Are you hot? I'm guessing you're hot. We're hot. Oh, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of being it. I'm tired of this hole right here in my forehead that the sun bored in my face at a softball tournament this weekend. You know, we bitch and moan about winter, and then we bitch and moan about summer. We just can't be happy, but oh well, it is what it is. I am really happy it's Fairy Tale Tarot today, though. And I'm really liking the energy of this full moon. Like, I think it's going to be straight chaos, but I think we're going to like it in some ways. I mean, if you don't like chaos, you probably won't like it, but it's kind of where I thrive. So I think I'll be okay. So I wanted to show you my shirt. Can you see it? Yeah, I made it with my new system, and I'm so excited about it. So I just had to show you. You guys that aren't in the chat, actually, I'll put a picture of the graphic up so that you can at least see that. Actually, I'll put a picture of a shirt, just not the one I'm wearing. How's that? It's not fair to forget the chatters and not share with them too. Anyway, I'm really excited about it. I love this graphic a lot. And next week, I will have an exciting announcement, hopefully next week. Shipping's been really slow lately, but with this graphic. So what I've decided to do, rather than overwhelm myself with too many projects at the same time, is to just create limited run items. So find something I like, make like 5 of them, and sell them, and then move on. So we are going to debut a limited run of hoodies with this design on it next week. So I will make sure that you guys know in case you're interested. I really, really love this design. It really speaks to me. And yes, you guys know how I feel about dragonflies. And yeah, Renee said she loves dragonflies too. I know. What's not to like, right? I know. Dragonflies have always been magical for me. In fact, my first tattoo ever, when I was like leaving my religion and getting kind of rebellious and doing what I wanted, was a dragonfly on my ankle. Yeah, I couldn't believe I did it either, but I did. Okay, the other thing I want to show you is just to show you for fun, but this is something that Christy and Rhonda gave me for my birthday. How do I get it out of that light? Maybe I don't. That's a little better. This is, there we go. This is a Mangano is that better? This is a Mangano calcite heart. If I just sit back with it. Oh, that's actually better. Okay. It's a Mangano calcite heart. It's good size, like it's a palm stone size. Fits my whole hand. Isn't it beautiful? Mangano calcite happens to be one of my favorite stones, and I really, really love this one. So, yep, just wanted to share. It's special. All righty. What crystals are you guys feeling these days, out of curiosity? We haven't talked about crystals on this show for a while. It's crazy. I am actually teaching a crystal gridding class over at Spirit School. And I wanted to just remind you guys about Spirit School. So, Spirit School is the only way to take classes from me and from Christy at this point. And we're doing Spirit School over on our YouTube, and it's a subscription. This is actually super, super cool. So, and I'll put a link in both chat rooms, or you can just go over to True Crime Paranormal and look for it. Y'all, you just click the subscribe button. But we're excited about it because what we're doing is it's a subscription. It is not expensive at all. It is simply $14.99 a month contribution, and then you get 2 classes and 1 meditation a month, which, you guys know that's crazy good. So that's how you join. And so and when you join, you can see, I believe you can see everything that we've done in the past, at least up to a certain point, which is pretty cool too, because like this month, I did a singing bowl meditation with 7 bowls and for the meditation of the month. And Christy is doing a class on heart chakra first aid. And then, in fact, I believe that is today, this evening. And then I am doing a crystal grid class on the 28th. So I just want to keep you guys in the loop of Spirit School. If it's something that you're interested in, just keep an eye on it. Come and subscribe. That's an easy way to connect with both of us and be able to take classes from us. And so we would love to have you guys over there. Let's see. Let me post this over in both chat rooms in case you're wondering how to do it. Oh no. We have a troll in the chat. Connie, I kind of doubt you're listening, but if you are, stop it right this minute. Actually, I'm just going to kick you. This new program we're using, you can actually kick people out of your chat as you go, which don't you think like that needs to happen? I mean, I would never kick someone out of my chat for anything other than soliciting people and being creepy. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Anyway, so I put the link up. And if you want to join Spirit School, all you do is follow that link to our page. And there's a little button there called membership. Click on that, and you'll be given the option of subscribing to our membership. And that's just how you do it. And then you will see videos that nobody else gets to see on our channel. And those, of course, are in also the live streams of us teaching our classes. So that's how to do it. And I would love to see you guys over there. I know some of you already are, but I would love to see you guys over there. If you're wanting to take a class here and there, get a great meditation every month. Yeah. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. I know it's a little bit different, a little more roundabout way of doing things, but I'm kind of liking it. So that's what's up. Okay. Alrighty. So hi, Mary. All right. Let's take a look at Luminous real quick here. Oh, let's see. I'm quite the multitasker, don't you know? At least I'm trying to be. All right, I put a link to Luminous in the chat room. As you know, I do have a magazine that I publish every Tuesday, and I'd like to share it with you guys. And you've probably already received it. Hello, Maya. But I'm going to go through a couple of things with it anyway. So I'm going to just share my screen here. Okay, here we go. So I love this cover. I want to go there. I hope it's cool. Could it be like 70 degrees, do you think? That's all I want. Dare to dream, right? All right. Well, in my note from me, I said it's so hot. We're hiding out inside during the day, which we most certainly are. And then at night, going out, taking drives with the windows down, keeping a pretty, we beat a real path in the road to Sonic because we go over there for a diet cherry limeade way too often to even tell you. But that's Mars and I's thing. And especially when it's this hot, nothing's better than a diet cherry limeade from Sonic. So then we drive around with our windows down and cool off before we come home to this hot damn house to go to bed. But that's how summer to me is mostly at night. I just do not. The sun is not my friend. And I stay in the house most of the time because I can't do it. But at night, that's my time. I'm sure a lot of you guys too. I called the magazine this week the Moonstruck edition because here she comes, right? I mean, first of all, that new moon was kind of a hot mess. And now we're coming up into this full moon. That's looking like a pretty wild ride, too. So, in a better way, I think more energetic anyway. I'm already hearing from you guys that you're having wild dreams. So, I'm interested to see what happens here. My musings this week were a writing from Kelly McLean. She published this on Facebook, and of course, I hunted her down and asked her if we could possibly publish it in Luminous, and she was gracious enough to allow that. She actually wrote this off the cuff for a stranger because she's just amazing like that. She says, "Life in the cocoon was anything but magical. It sounds cozy and snuggly, a cocoon, but it was dark and scary. Her body did strange things until it finally just dissolved. She only felt gooiness. There was nothing solid about her. When she did start to feel like there was some strength returning, she didn't know how to use her parts. What used to be there was replaced with other stuff. Somehow she found her way out of the dark cocoon and into the light. So bright, too bright. She felt vulnerable. She wanted to go somewhere, but her little caterpillar legs were not what they used to be. And everything was wet and soggy and weird. So she closed her eyes and felt the breeze on her unfamiliar body. She felt the warmth of the sun drying all of the soggy things. She rested. And next she knew there was an urge. She followed that urge, that electrical tickle, through her body until it found an outlet. And then she flew. She flew into her new life with her new body and new understanding. She flew and she flew and she flew because there were so many flowers to see. By Kelly McLean. Isn't that cool? I love that so much. So again, thanks, Kelly. I love you. Thanks for letting me publish that. And thank you for letting us all benefit from it. Beautiful work. Well, speaking of Kelly, she also has, of course, bitch scopes. She called scopes this week traffic jam in the asteroid belt because there are so many transits this week. So much happening. And we move into Leo. So I thought we would read Leo's scope. So let's take a look. Sorry, here we go. The full moon may shine a light on some dysfunctional relationship issues in your world. Your self-confidence will be high, but you may feel challenged in the emotional department when it comes to relationships. The trick is finding balance between vulnerability and strength. You can have both. I love that because I almost named Luminous this week. You can have your cake and eat it too. Have you ever heard that phrase? I'm sure you have, probably as a kid, right? No, no, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Why the hell not? Why have the cake if you can't eat it? I call bullshit on that. I had seriously considered some kind of fancy cake on the cover and calling it that. Maybe we're doing that next week, right? I think we can have it all. In fact, I am certain that we can have it all. And I'm really tired of this idea that we have to stay down, we have to stay small, we have to expect less. Why? Why? We work hard. We deserve everything that we need and want. And I am tired of hearing it. In fact, I am refusing to hear it. I think we can have it all, and we by God should. All right. Anyway, moving on to the tip of the week. And the tip this week is our daily dose of affirmations. I love these. I love myself. I believe in myself. I support myself. How often do you tell yourself that? How often do you affirm that for you? Right? Often do you support yourself? There's actually been historically kind of a weird energy around that you're not supposed to. You're supposed to, be all humble and weird and not support yourself. Well, no, we're done with that. We're going to believe in ourselves more than anyone else does. We're going to support ourselves. We're going to love ourselves. And we're going to let us benefit from our hard work, from our efforts. We're done settling for less. We're not doing it anymore. Okay. All righty. There's lots of stuff in here to see, of course. Christie's Kindred Spirit Energy Oracle card for us this week. Earth connection, sense of safety, home, family, work, money, balance, and foundation. The root chakra is so wildly important to your well being. Ground yourself as best you can from a sitting position, from a standing position. If you can go outside, go outside. Breathe. No matter where you are, picture sending your roots down into the earth and grounding yourself. The energy this week is kind of chaotic, and coming into that full moon, it is quite chaotic. So put some focus on your root. Our postcard this week from Melissa is I spread joy with lots of joyful things. Melissa just has cool stuff, wouldn't you say? She's always got the coolest things in her postcard pictures, and those are photos. Those are things that she has. Yeah, she's a treasure trove of cool stuff. I'll bet her nieces and nephews absolutely love coming to her house and looking at her cool things. All right, the crystal this week is black tourmaline included quartz, or black tourmaline if you don't have. Those are fancy. If you don't have those, it's okay. But you might have black tourmaline alone, probably more likely. And that's still a great one because, again, that root chakra work is super, super important right now. So, yeah. Then there's True Crime Paranormal. We already talked about that. But we do have two cases that went live already this week. We have Why Did Cheyenne Fox Fall from the 4th floor? Where am I? 24th floor. And Twice the Horror. Summer Wells and Rose Bly vanished 11 years apart. Rose, unbelievably, is Summer's aunt. They have both vanished into thin air. All right, Anita brings us Anita and the Masters. Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel is known for her protection of animals, the environment, and for her courage. Her energy is akin to a lioness, as is her roar. She is strong in her conviction and faith to her cause always. Lots of us work with the Archangel Ariel, I'm guessing. I've worked with her for years and years with kids and with animals. She's really good to help find lost animals, to help with kids that are having nightmares and things like that. Like There's lots of reasons to work with her, but the biggest one for me is the work with kids, because you guys know part of my specialty around One to Listen has been working with psychic kids and their parents. And oh, have I come across some gifted kids over the years that need to feel safe and feel okay, and they don't always get to. So, Archangel Ariel is brilliant for that. Alrighty, well, guess what? It's time to wrap that up and start talking about full moon fairy tale tarot. So, I'm going to do it a little bit differently because I feel like holding up the card and just showing it to you guys kind of takes away from you can't see it. It sucks. So I'm gonna post it for you so that you can actually see it. I think that might be better. So I already pulled the card, and this is from the Fairy Tale Tarot deck by Lisa Hunt. We read from it every single month around the full moon. So I know that you guys are mostly used to it, but I think it's a really good one for being able to connect to the full moon, and we have a lot of fun with the stories. So I did already pull the card because I felt like that might speed things up a little bit. And the card is pretty cool. I'm trying to get a picture of it up. So sorry, Facebook is acting really weird. I feel like we say that like way too often, right? If we don't say Facebook is acting really weird, then we have probably said that Skype is acting really weird, because one of them is always acting really weird. And those, we rely on a lot of that tech in order to be live and come do our shows. And they are definitely our biggest, the biggest bane of our existence, without a doubt. Okay, so 1 second here, and I am going to pull the picture up. We'll see how this works. Okay. All right, so it is a raven. Isn't that exciting? I think we all know how I feel about ravens. So it is How Raven Brought Light to the World. It's an Inuit story. The key words are analytical minded, authority, and focus. All right, so take a good look. So we have the raven. We have an Inuit child behind the raven. The raven is holding some kind of a box in her talons. They're flying well above, they're way up in the sky, actually, and it looks like maybe it's snowing. There's a home down below that has smoke coming out of the chimney. There's a mountaintop, and the Inuit child must be like a spirit or something, because they're way up in the sky as well, and much bigger than the house down below. Okay, so that's what we know. All righty. So let's read the story. So this is, of course, we're going to read the story, and then we'll interpret what it means for us in the upcoming full moon. So the full moon, I believe, is on Friday, Thursday or Friday. And so this will apply to all of us collectively through the full moon cycle. So bear that in mind while I read the story. And then if you want to chime in with your interpretation, I would love to hear what you think it means. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, when the world was a quieter place, a terrible darkness fell upon the land of Raven's people. The day was as dark as night, with bleakness shadowing all life with eternal despair. The nights were hollow and starless, with only the faint echoes of restless owls penetrating the frigid evening air. Raven was worried about the people. Without the sun, they could not grow food, and without the moon and stars, they could not fish by night. It was thought that a great chief had absconded with the sun, moon, and stars and hid them away in his lodge. The chief paid little attention to the suffering outside of his own door and delighted in the treasures he now possessed. Raven decided that he must find a way into the chief's home in hopes of returning all of the sources of light back to the heavens where they belonged. Raven spied on the chief's family and noticed his daughter approaching a stream not far from the lodge. Transforming himself into a seed, he floated toward her. As she bent over for a drink, she cupped her hands and swallowed water and seed. Oh, okay. The chief's daughter became impregnated by this seed. Ew. Okay. This has taken a very pornographic turn, or maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's just me. Okay. The chief's the chief's daughter became impregnated by the seed and gave birth to a baby boy who was really Raven. Damn, Raven. The chief was delighted to be a grandfather and gave the boy whatever he wanted. One day, Raven eyed several bags hanging from the lodge walls. These were among his grandfather's most treasured things, and the boy was forbidden from touching them. But the boy put up such a fuss that his grandfather broke down and allowed him to peek inside. Raven was dazzled by the sparkling contents, and he knew that these were the stars that needed to be set free. Much to his grandfather's surprise, the boy grabbed the bag of stars, tumbled around with it, and then let it go. Grandfather watched in dismay as the bag floated to the ceiling. It then went through the smoke hole and escaped into the sky. The stars exploded from the bag and lit up the dark landscape with the fireworks. His grandfather dismissed the incident and continued to pour his affections onto his grandson. So charmed was the old man that when his grandson wanted to look inside another bag, he quickly gave in. This time you must be very careful with it, instructed the grandfather. Raven looked inside and saw a large white moon. He giggled as he bounced the bag around the lodge. This went on for some time until grandfather momentarily looked the other way. Raven saw his chance and let go of the bag. Grandfather jumped up as he saw the bag float through the smoke hole. The moon then drifted out of the bag and rose up into the firmament above. Not long after, Raven was once again up to his playful tricks. He went to his grandfather and pointed eagerly at a decorative box in the corner. At first, the grandfather refused to remove the contents, but then, looking at his grandson's imploring eyes, he retrieved the box and slowly removed the lid. Raven stood there with eyes wide as he caught a glimpse of the brilliant sun. He wanted to touch it, but his grandfather wouldn't let him. He started to cry, and still his grandfather wouldn't let him. But his wails went on and on until the defeated grandfather finally gave in and let the boy have his way. Raven broke into a gleeful giggle and touched the sun with his hands. Then, putting the lid on the box as his grandfather instructed, he suddenly changed back into his true form. Raven, as a bird, grasped the box with his claws and flew to the top of the ceiling. He shot through the smoke hole and carried the box through the sky. He flew and at last lifted the lid. The brilliant sun shot out of the box and affixed itself in the sky for everyone in the world to see. The old chief grumbled, knowing that Raven had tricked him. Symbols and meaning according to the author. The raven is a cunning trickster. The box is adorned with two swords representing the diurnal cycle, the symbols of the cosmos. The house is the center, a place where consciousness emerges. The extraction of the box allows light or consciousness to spread across the land of dark and unconscious thought. The mountain below is associated with stability and the ascension to awareness. The pine trees represent growth and expansion. The face in the moon represents higher consciousness and oneness with the universe. Take care to approach a situation with confidence and authority. Be analytical and think things through in a logical manner before implementing your ideas. Seek the advice of those who have further knowledge and expertise, and allow their shrewd perspectives to inspire you to make practical, well thought out plans. And there you have it. I love that. We've never read that one before. Occasionally we get a repeat, which is fine too, but that was awesome. So, how does that apply to us this week, or well, the next 2 weeks over the full moon cycle? Well, I feel like the enlightenment piece can't be ignored, right? Some enlightenment coming for all of us, it seems. Some opportunities to connect with parts of our spirit that maybe we've kept under wraps for a while. I suspect this also means that this will be a very creative time. And I wonder if this also means for most of us that this is a period where we need to be a little bit careful about impulsive buying. That really came up, didn't it? So, if you're going to make a large purchase, do be the person that goes home and sleeps on it. Don't do anything super fast. Give yourself a moment to breathe. Check in with yourself. If your gut says yes, then go for it. But don't push yourself too fast and hard. I really like that. Yeah. Sid said she thought that she liked the imagery and symbology. She thought the seed swallowing was creepy, but it was clever. I thought it was creepy as hell. Yeah. Loved the story though. Yeah. So we're not going to be crazy impulsive. I would also recommend that you just be careful about being too impulsive in other ways as well. Like, for example, if you are thinking about making a big change, just make sure it's really what you want to do. Like, don't get too wild. If you are, if it's worth doing, you can wait a day and think it out before you do it. And I think that's part of this moon. I could see people do things like march out of their jobs this full moon cycle. And again, it's not always the wrong decision. It's just do things, quit the way you want to quit if you're going to quit. Don't do something that could hurt you, right? That's the thing that comes up for me is if you're going to be impulsive, just be sure you're not doing things that could actually hurt you because that's silly, right? Okay. Well, that's my take on the story. I loved that story. Speaking of ravens, my crows are still just going crazy out there and eating everything we give them and having quite the turf wars really every day with the magpies. But there's a ton of magpies out there. Like population wise, they far outnumber the crows. There's like 4, maybe 6 crows, depending on the day. And there's way, way more magpies than that. It's fine. We'll take them all. There's room under this tent, right? Hi, Jane. Good to see you here. All right. Well, I wanted to do a little singing bowl work today. I just felt like we could all use it. So I brought my new heart chakra bowl, but I'm not actually going to do heart work. I just think we should really just use the frequency of the bowl in general to clear your aura, clear your energy body, whatever you're carrying that isn't serving you. So I'm going to play the bowl twice. The first time really is to just allow the frequency of the bowl to just clear anything away from you, any energy you're carrying that doesn't serve you, whether it is yours or someone else's, something you're just done with or that you want to be done with. Your spirit knows. So I'm going to ask you to just breathe with me for a minute and sit with the bowl. We'll play it first for that purpose. So we'll do that now. Perfect. Okay, and this time I'm going to play it again. This time I would like you to allow a bright white light to emanate from your heart, getting brighter and brighter until it has completely surrounded you in heart light energy. Perfect. Okay, very good. Whew. I'm almost not strong enough to hold that up. Okay, we did it. That feels really good. Thank you, Laurie. I really like the live stream too. I think it's kind of great. All righty, just checking out both chat rooms. So I really wanted to leave some time today for some readings. We haven't really done a straight reading show in a while. So that was my intention. So if you would like a reading or some energy work or something along those lines, now would be the time. So I'll keep an eye on both chat rooms here and you guys can let me know what I can do to help you. That's what is going on. Let's see. Sid said, thank you, Kelly. That was beautiful writing. And thank you, Katie, for sharing it. All right. She's so good. So good. Sheila said, lately I'm in a clear quartz mood. Have a beautiful piece that I connect with the divine feminine. Not the traditional stone for that, but it resonates with me. Well, that's brilliant, right? You should use the stone that resonates with you. It doesn't have to be traditional. And a lot of times it's not. So good for you for trusting yourself. That's awesome. Lillian said, too many deaths and bad news lately. I need a new brain. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. That sucks. Who likes bad news, right? No. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Lillian would love some energy work. Let's start there. Okay. Yeah, your chest is absolutely heavy. Yeah. Kind of a bad combo, right? Of bad news and frustrating news, and also just some loneliness, too. So let's work on clearing out that heart. That yawn. In case you don't know, for me, the way energy moves through me, because as I'm clearing it through you, it's clearing through my own body, it makes me yawn. So I'm not tired and I'm not bored. I am just thick in the work. Okay. Good. All right, Liliane, I'm just clearing that out. Kind of a big, heavy ball of old grief, old spent stuff, and then new stuff at the surface. And then let's use ethereal crystals and call in the properties of manganocalcite. What a coincidence. And I'm going to just plug that right into your heart. and activate it to really just continue to bring some soothing, some relief, some mothering, some comfort to your heart chakra. Good. All right, and I want to clear your aura while I'm here. So let's do that. So your aura just seems like it's just heavy, and this a lot of times is just that like psychic debris stuff, you know. The world is chaos right now, and it's just showing. Good. Okay. All right, let's get some big bright light up around you. And you will be good to go. All righty. Lots of orange light. All right, sweet. You are done. Okay. All right. Yes, JR, let's get you. I feel like I want to go to your sacral. Your sacral chakra feels kind of caved in on itself. And when your sacral's like that, it's hard to experience joy or creativity. And that sucks. So I'm going to grab that sacral and move it out and open it up and speed it up so that it's really kind of kicking into high gear, because I want you to be able to experience joy, but also really express yourself, feel creative, be able to fall back on creativity as a coping mechanism, a grounding mechanism. Yeah. So I'm going to challenge you to do something creative today. Now, remember that creativity is not what it's not so traditional as it has to be like an art project, right? Creativity could be cooking, it could be singing, it could be writing, it could be daydreaming, right? Don't limit yourself, but you do something that's creative for you to help you to really keep that chakra up and moving. And Maureen said she's still dealing with some family turmoil that's really hit her heart hard. She said, I truly don't know what to expect next week, but I'm putting my needs first. Your thoughts, please. I feel like next week you may not have the house guest you think you're having. I suspect she might find somewhere else to go for a few days. I still think that apology will be coming, though. It's just that even after you make up with both of them, I feel like you're still going to be feeling it yourself because it sucked and it hit hard. So I feel like you still are going to really need to protect your heart and take care of yourself. So I'm glad you are choosing you. You need to do that. Okay. Pamela would love some energy work. Let's take some look, Pamela. Okay. You just have, so I was looking at your high heart. So that's the chakra that's right above your heart, between your heart and your throat. And you have a whole bunch of cords there. Family, work, people, just in general, you have a lot of people that, rely on you, kind of attached to your energy. So I want to clear that, Pamela. So I'm going to pull all of those little cords. These are just like, they're kind of little leeches, They're not negative per se, but they do drain you out. And I know, Pamela, you are a spoonie like me, and we don't have a lot of extra energy to give. And so we pull these cords and we send them back. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just have to replenish yourself. So I'm pulling them all, wrapping those up. I'm just healing them with love and just wrapping them up and sending them back to the sender. They're actually a portion of their energy body, an extension of their energy body. So we're just giving them back. This is all in love. All right, so let me heal those up, Pamela, for you. We're going to fill that up. You also feel quite low energy to me. So I am going to use ethereal crystals again. We're going to call in the ethereal energy of a Herkimer diamond. And I'm going to press that right into your crown chakra and activate that. Yeah, to just really energize your energy body, which in part should help to energize your physical body too. So, yay. Okay. Altura, welcome. She said she would be grateful for a reading. It feels like I have had a positive spirit growth, and I'm hoping I am right. Well, let's take a look into that. You've had more than one. Your guidance wants me to say to you, it's always darkest before the dawn. They said you went through the dark part earlier this year, and that has shifted into a really nice place of spiritual growth. They said that you really have some new gifts forthcoming and developing. They would like for you to use the energy of this full moon to help really pull them to the surface, meaning meditate in that full moon. Get yourself out in it, really let the moonbeams shine on you and help to energize your work. Really spend some time in that moon in meditation. You don't have to do anything specific, right? This is really just kind of about moon bathing, but that's a powerful way. Pay attention to your dreams. They said that that is also going to help you to really emerge your gifts and then trust them. One thing they're saying is that they are new gifts emerging, but it'll be more subtle than you think. So it's not a sledgehammer to the side of the head. It's just you knowing more than you did and doing more than you did and getting more in tune and in trust with your intuition and with your healing gifts and with the stuff that's coming forward. So, Altura, I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what happens. That's actually amazing. I love it. So, yay. Good job. Keep us posted. Okay. Sid says she constantly flip flops between serious anxiety, even though she's working on self care and creating peace and routine in her daily life. Sid, it is because there's something hormonal here or adrenal system based. I think it would behoove you to go to your doctor or your naturopath and ask for some labs. I think it's been a while since you've had one. And I feel like it would really help you to get some labs done so that you really know what's going on. Because I feel like this is physical. It's not necessarily emotional. It is, it's manifesting that way. But I think it has a physical root. So at least find out what it is. I know you like to treat things in a homeopathic way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But feel like it would really be wise for you to know what it is, so that you're treating it correctly. It's just time. Yep, yep. Okay, Trish um, wants to know what I think of her getting in a relationship with Jim. It's not. It's not the Jim we already know, right? Tell me it's not Jim from Montana, because that's a hard no. And you're welcome for Luminous. It's not that Jim, right? Okay, Altura says, I'm going to be calling you Trish. Altura said, thank you. Literally what I thought I had gone through. So grateful for the message. Wishing you joy in your day. Brightest blessings. You're so welcome. My honor. Absolutely. Okay. Caitlin said, love the singing bowl. Question. I'm currently unemployed and thinking of applying for some teacher's aide positions, which isn't my background, but I love children and I'm thinking of shifting my career to being a teacher. At the same time, I'm feeling a little bit lost. Would love to see what you see for me professionally. I just want to be happy. Right, Caitlin? Actually, I think it's a brilliant idea. I feel like doing a year in a classroom would be a really, really good way for you to Give yourself an opportunity to see how much you like it. I feel like you will like it. I feel like you'll get some great examples of teachers that you want to be like and some teachers that you don't want to be like, both. So, this is it's an opportunity for you. And I think you're being drawn towards it because there is a lot of energy for you in serving kids and maybe special kids. I could see you honestly going for a teaching degree in special ed. uh, it would be an amazing thing. And even if you don't, and you're just, you really want a classroom or whatnot, that's okay too. But yes, on that, go for it. I feel like it'll tell you everything you need to know. Okay. Sid said yes, she has not been to a doctor and she knows her adrenals have been under stress for a lot of years. Yep. You can feel better than this, babe. You just got to get a little help with it. Trish says yes. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to put all my bias away. Okay. I'm going to take off my friend hat and put on my psychic hat and give it a really fair look. So I want to peek into it. Boy, he's had some life experiences humble the hell out of him the last few years, hasn't he? He's not necessarily the same guy. What I'm hearing is if you were to move forward into a relationship with him, you would need to really, really hold your boundaries strong. And if you can do that and be really clear about what your expectations are, there is some energy and success for it. But so much of this is really keeping to your boundaries and making sure that you are getting what you need and that you're sticking to them. Yep. And moving slow. Good point. Yep. And moving slow. All right. So there you go. That's me being as fair as I can, right? And I love you and I will always support you in whatever you do. You know that. All right, you guys. I'm sorry we did not get to everybody, but we've got to go. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. And I want to let you know that I will be back next week. I also want to let you know you can find me on Thursday night with the Psychic Hour with Christy at 7 p.m. Mountain Time over on YouTube on True Crime Paranormal or on our Facebook page at True Crime Paranormal. So you can come and check that out anytime. But especially, you can watch it later, but come be live and play with us and get a reading and have some fun. But that's what's going on. Of course, I'm a professional psychic advisor at 12Listen, and I will be there every single day, including as soon as this show's over. So come see me if there's anything I can do to help. You have been listening to another production of The Katie Weaver Show here on 12 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.